Hey, Marlene and Daphne here. How exciting to go to a concert. That must have felt quite unreal, but amazing. I'm so glad you had a lovely time. Really, really fun. Really good for you. Now, I was thinking about you last night, and this is basically going to be your final week. So come on, let's have this absolutely amazing. Just a quick one. Are you still doing your planning? I really like this super quick planning. For me, it just makes my thoughts nice and clear. So, literally benefits and arguments against. I'm sure you do that, but just a super quick way to do it. And then obviously choose the best ideas. Now, also, we've talked about this before. Your first sentence has to be totally correct and mind-blowing. We want the examiner to look at your first sentence and go, band 7. And literally, it is as quick as that. It is so important. So this first sentence for me is a bit confused. So during 100 years, that doesn't work. You have to have this for 100 years or over 100 years period. So watch out your preposition there. Educational differences by gender has, but differences, plural, and you should have a plural verb there, have been frequently argued among parents and teachers. Now, you'd have to have argued about because you argue about something. So I'd change that verb. I think it's too tricky to have that verb in there. Your like layout of the sentences is wrong. So you could have parents and teachers have argued about educational differences by gender. That would work, but that has to be your subject here. For me, that should come up to your subject here. So parents and teachers have argued about. But what I'm suggesting is this one. So for at least 100 years, the arguments in favour of teaching boys and girls separately or together have been hotly debated. I don't really like hotly debated actually, but I just wrote it down. But if you want to start with, it's a different layout, but basically your word order is not correct here, and that for me works better. So supporters of splitting boys and girls are convinced of its benefits. Now, do you remember how sometimes we say benefits, such as, benefits, including? But here I would say academic. So give me an adjective immediately. Show me how good you are, yeah? Whereas critics think it's undoubtedly a disadvantage for their further development, okay? Due to the distractions or frequent distractions. But give me something in here, otherwise I don't know where you're going in this essay. Should absolutely not be divided into school or any other way because this could lead to various problems. Okay, good. But content, give me content. I want to know what you're going to talk about in here. To equally raise, teach and treat youngsters of both sexes. No, equally has to go at the end. To raise, teach and treat youngsters of both sexes equally is of utmost importance for their emotional, cultural, social development. Yes. Okay, so small mistake, but it does really impact on that meaning there. This is the emphasis, so it's an adverb to emphasize what you want to be saying. This means that children have to be early in contact with others to learn about special aspects of their counterparts, which includes their understanding, worries, and reaction. Okay, children have to be, again, in contact with others. I'd go the opposite sex, and then again your adverb has to be at the end, early, with others of the because this is the point, early, to learn about special aspects of their counterparts, good, which includes their understanding, worries, and reactions there. And I think you could put there varying, because that's the point, that it's different. They're varying, understanding. Okay, so really make this contrast between the boys and the girls. Consequently, both groups might be able to not only respect each other, but also value those in contrast to themselves. Good. Might not only, oh dear, I'm so sorry, adverbs, and it's really hard to explain this. Might not only be able to not respect each other, but to value those. Don't you mean respect each other more? I think you mean respect each other more, unless I'm reading it wrong. But also, oh, okay, you're using not only. Hang on. Concentrated growth groups might not only be able to respect each other more. Okay, sorry. Might not only be able to respect each other more. Okay, I think maybe you did have it right. Respect each other more, but also to, yes, good. It's a knowledge that under such natural circumstances, both genders develop better. I go comparative, develop better, and are able to show affection and appropriate behaviour, more likely to continue when grown up. Therefore, modern governments insist. Yes, but this whole lovely paragraph is not talking to me about schools. It's talking to me about, in general, they should be together. But talk about schools. So get this paragraph into schools. What's happening in the classes? They're learning from each other. The boys and girls are being stimulated by each other. They are learning how the other sex learns. It could be the girls are more creative. The boys are more analytical. The girls are maybe faster and brighter than the boys. You're not talking about schools here, and you really need to. To separate girls and boys within institutions might support the argument of an improved education, individually adapted for their needs. Okay, so here I go, however. You do need your signalling. You do need to show me you're changing. Here you're saying, yes, it's great. But I wouldn't start both ones with infinitives there. So it has been traditionally or frequently suggested that to educate, and I'd start immediately. If you start with educate here, then I know where you're going. So to educate, raise and treat youngsters of both sexes equally at school, to get this idea of school, we can rescue it. So when you're editing, you can rescue it very quickly, is of utmost importance, yeah? So you can do this. This is rescuing the paragraph, but you need to have time, obviously, to do it in the exam. However, to separate girls and boys within yes, absolutely. This is because teachers and adults can focus on the well-known tendencies and skills and competencies on both sides and promote them significantly, and promote them. Yeah, concepts are indeed different. In fact, girls might be supported in traditional fields and careers whereas boys often receive more advanced lessons. Good. I would go have often received. I'd change your tenses because I think that is changing. But I get it into the present perfect, indicated that it started in the past because you've got this idea of 100 years, and you want to be thinking about that. It's expected that both accept their role and moral standards of a certain setting. So strict and divided school environments are often found very good. Keep going. However, global research has indicated, again, present perfect, that that isolation of the sexes can negatively affect a child. Absolutely. Hence, lack of contact over years. Yeah. Absolutely. Overwhelming. Yes, really, really good. I love that paragraph. Watch out on the tenses, though. That's important, I think, to understand. Firmly agree. You have to agree with the policy not separate genders in the educational phase. Yeah, absolutely. A lesson to be taught and failure to do so. And I'd almost bring that into your conclusion. Yeah. Because I think then the balance of paragraphs looks a little bit better. I don't think it matters too much. It's a really very good essay. I love how you're pushing yourself. A little bit concerned about some of the tenses on this one and here, just so make sure you're answering the question, okay? You are so good. I know you can do it. Just do me 2 more perfect essays this week, okay? That would be very nice. And then you can relax. Okay, line graph, sales of cars. Okay. What on earth? You can't even see this. Okay, X, Y, Z. X, Y, yeah, X, Y, Z. Okay. And sales by cars by type. Okay. The line graph says total car sales of 3 brands. Okay, well, the pie chart, good, you're fine. Overall, X brand overtook the others sharply. When? When did it overtake? To overtake is then, in 2018. Sharply in the middle of the given years. So that's when it overtakes. Here it's not. That's an important moment. In the middle of the given years, whereas it was least preferred. Okay. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Between the 3 car sales, X started to be top brand. Okay. Or you could have was ranked. Nice passive. As top brand at over 3. To decrease, yes, absolutely, approximately, good. Why increase slightly with a peak? Why increase, you could say, from a start of, you could say what it was at the beginning, slightly, or increase slightly from the start of to a peak. At almost, yeah, which is very nice, but felt really good. Fantastic, that's lovely, good. Lots of lovely language in there. You've got the prepositions right, really good linking. In car types was the most wanted, yeah, over 3 times more chosen, good. SUV interior car made up over, yes, made up, comprised, specifically 57%. That should come after that, adverbs. Check out position of adverbs. The sports car sounds less attractive. Well done. Good. Was less attractive or the least attractive even you could have. But well done. You've done well on that one. Your clarity on these is really good. I like the layout. I really like the language. Good work on those. Talk to you later in the week and talk to you on Tuesday. It's in my diary. The only problem... Oh, I'll email you. Hang on, I'll email you. It's enough listening. Talk to you soon.